24-hour fast.
Yo, congratulations. Round of applause for that. That's 24. How are you feeling?
Great.
Yeah?
It's amazing.
I'm glad to hear so. Mentally or physically or both?
Both. I have to say that this has been really helpful with everything going on in the outside world, that in times to be able to focus and come back and center myself with my exercise, with my fasting, and I'm including meditation, that it keeps me grounded to be able to navigate through all my emotions and things that are happening to me and my family.
Yo, round of applause for that. I'm very glad to hear that that is, because I think I need myself a reminder on that sometimes also. Sandra, talk to us, champ.
Hey, my name is Sandra. My win of the week is that I finished on Monday the 30 days challenge with doing intermittent fasting every day and 24 hours fasting once a week, generally on Monday.
Nice.
And I will start a specific dance training for 4 months. I decided.
Yeah, let's go. Starting the accelerator program. Sandra just joined our accelerator program. Let's go, champ. And let's go to the next one who's also in the accelerator program. Anna Milite, what you up to?
Hi, my name is Anna. Hi. My win for the week is I started again to work, at least only 5 hours per day, but it's just going back to the normality, I think.
Yo, round of applause
Cool.
for getting back to normality. That's round of applause. Maybe if we applaud louder, maybe we'll come back to that, you know?
Yeah.
And Despina, talk to us, champ. How you doing? I don't know why it's not working. Let me see if I can unmute you.
Unmute.
Yeah, you're unmuted.
Oh, cool. Hello, everyone. I'm Despina. My win for the week. Yeah, I joined the mental group. Finally. I'm focusing.
Program. It's starting today.
Yes,
We started on Monday,
yes.
but officially we're rocking it today. The first.
Yes, I was preparing the whole week for it.
So
More like Diane. Yeah, like with meditation, with everything. So yeah.
Good. Round of applause for taking action, Sham.
Yeah.
Anna Sofia, talk to us. What's good in Buenos Aires? No? What's happening? You should be able. Okay, I unmute you guys. No, I can't unmute you. I don't know why. That's strange. It never happened to you before. There we go.
Hi everybody, my name is Ana Sofia, and I think my win of the week was starting the Transformation Body Challenge and motivating people to do it with.
Yo, round of applause for leading by the front line. That's what the front line is all about. I love that. There are a few expressions that I want us to talk over today. Somebody please remind me of running over like what it truly means to lead by the front line. But before that, I want to hear the win of the week for Roger. Talk to us, champ. You good? There we go.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we're perfect.
Hey everyone. So this is Roger. I have plenty of wins actually, but let's say the win of today is working out in a killer workout at 6:15 in the morning.
Jesus Christ, the killer workout, gang. Round of applause for these crazy people. Jaime, talk to us. Jaime. Please pronounce your name in the way it's supposed to be pronounced.
Hi, my name is Jaime.
Jaime, there we go.
Jaime, yeah, I'm Portuguese and I live in London. I've just started the accelerator program, and I'm just restarting my active weekly exercise.
If that's not a win for the week, I don't know what. It's round of applause for taking a huge step forward, champ. Welcome to the inner circle. Yvette, talk to us.
Hello, my name is Yvette. My win for the week is that I'm starting my mental discipline program today. Also, I've been keeping very consistent in my workouts.
A round of applause for that. Maria Schluk, talk to us, champ. Schluk. Talk to us.
Hey,
You're on mute.
yeah, my name is Maria. My win for the week is that I've actually been picked to design a hotel for Marriott.
Wait, what? Say that again. Her computer got so shocked that she froze after she said that. It was like, wait, what's going on? She's gonna design. Did she say she's gonna design a hotel? Yeah. Yeah, round of applause for that. Yo, really? Talk to us. No, but come back. Come on, you can't say you're gonna. We hang with you every week, and you're gonna say you're gonna design hotels and shit. What you talking about?
I couldn't seem to unmute myself. Yeah, I'm designing a hotel for Marriott in Qatar for the FIFA 2020, or if that happens in 2020.
Yo, round of applause for that. Yeah, you were saying it like it was just like, yeah, whatever, easy peasy. But yo, that's gotta be a massive win. That's gotta be like, is that the biggest win in your career?
This is not my first hotel, but it is a big one.
Yo, round of applause for designing hotels, man. Yo, that's awesome. Congratulations. We're very proud
Thank you.
of you. Very proud of you. We have Daniel, talk to us. Give us a quick one. Want to move forward here?
I'll be quick. I just had some connectivity issues, but the win for the week is on Saturday. I was out biking 40 kilometers, and today I signed a contract for an apartment.
Yoo! Round of applause for that, champ. Round of applause for that. Melissa, talk to us.
Yes. Hi. My win for the week, I just finished my first week for the accelerator program. Also starting the mental discipline today and been doing intermittent fasting, which is getting easier every day.
Choo! Round of applause for making progress, champ. Havka, you're the last one up. Talk to us. Going once. Wait, there is something with your microphone. It's the second time it's happening to you, no? Write your win in the comments so I can read it out loud. All right, everyone. Let's talk some serious things today. So let me wait. What is happening here? Before I move on, I want to share my own win also. But before, I'm gonna try to make Calendly work. Or there we go. Here we go. So many years I've been working with Zoom now, and I'm still struggling. All right, so my biggest win for the week is that I stayed sane. That's for sure. I didn't break a mirror. You know what I mean? I was almost. I didn't punch a hole in the wall. And I have like, how do you call it? Like cement walls here. I was about to lose my brain there for a hot second. But I didn't. And I think that's my biggest win. And that is actually what I want to talk to everyone about today. Like just being in control. And before that, I'm gonna read here what Havke is saying also, because it's very important. The win of the week is that I didn't skip a workout, even though I have been very angry. Round of applause for at least continue doing your workouts when things hit the fan. And that is just so important. And I'm glad we read that out loud, because there is obviously a lot of shit going on in the world right now. You know what I mean? There is obviously things happening that are way out of our control. Just way out of our control. There's nothing we can do about it. But there are some things that we can control. And those things are truly the only thing we should do our absolute best to focus our mind on. Now, as I said, I'm coming from a very sensitive spot when it's all about this that is happening, not only in the US, but with the whole Black Lives Matter movement. For me, it's a very sensitive subject. I'm very emotionally attached to it. And I have a tendency to get pulled in. I might get pulled in on this, which I should. I believe it's good. I believe it's good if I control it. If that's something that is constantly occupying my mind. Oh, what is happening? Wait. What is going on? Bum. There we go. And what I want to say with this is that there are moments where you should react. And there are moments where you should not let it always bother your mind. And it might be of the same things. It might be the same things. I feel that now these last two big incidents that's been happening in the world are two very good things to address. I'm obviously talking about the virus situation and the Black Lives Matter movement. But if you are constantly letting the external factors occupying your mind, you're gonna lose your shit. There's no way you're gonna make it out of 2020 without being insane if you are letting external factors control you. That's 100%. If there's one thing that I'm sure of, it's that. And I'm not saying ignore things. That's not what I'm saying. I'm absolutely not saying that. There are certain times where it's extremely important to speak up. For example, on Tuesday, that was an extremely important day for most of us to speak up. It was the Blackout Tuesday, and a lot of people were engaged, and some people wasn't. But if you are constantly pondering over what's happening in the world, constantly pondering over what type of external factors that are if external factors are constantly occupying space in your mental environment and making your mental environment and your inner world, your inner thought process become worse, at some point you have to stop. You have to stop. Or at least you have to control the voices that is happening up here. If you are constantly doing that, then you won't make any progress on anything else in life. I know, because there are moments in my life where I get pulled along just like everybody else. And it's easier said than done. I've added a routine in my life right now that I'm journaling every day. Right now I'm journaling every day because I have so much shit going on in my mind. Like there is the virus situation that had me I had to relocate back to Sweden, for you guys who don't know. I'm Swedish, and I'm half Swedish, half Cape Verdean. So I'm half African. And I'm and I've been spending the last 9 years outside of Sweden. I haven't lived there for 9 years for a lot of different reasons. But because of COVID, I had to relocate myself back here. So just that, I've been living on my mom's couch. Now I finally got access to the apartment that I have. I have internet in that apartment, which was a mission by itself. So it's like, whew, finally, I'm safe and sound. I've always been safe, but it's like, I'm here. Perfect. Now I can focus again. But if you constantly let external things drag you, take your focus, you're going to lose your shit. So one thing that I suggest a lot of us should be doing right now, the first thing I do in the morning, I started with like a small notepad that was like this size, like a book size, but I just understood that I have so much on my chest that I need to leave out. So I have an A4, you know, like those A4 paper I just write straight up on. And one thing with journaling is that it puts things in perspective. And one thing that I was writing today is that, like, I'm starting to feel that I get emotionally invested in things that I cannot control. And I'm not sure if that's always the right thing. There are moments where you should react. But when you react for real. But when you are not reacting, don't let it bother your mind. Use that as fuel in that case. Am I making sense right now? Let me see here. Thumbs up if I'm making sense. Yeah. I want everybody in here to write. I want you to write one situation where you let external factors control your mind. And I'm not saying that, and it's not like thinking over it. I'm saying it's controlling your mind. It's like, it's so much bothering my mind that I cannot focus on anything else. Like, it's taking away life out of my day. Klaus saying, Buddha is saying, react emotionless. Exactly. But I think also it's important, but I want to talk about just that. I'm coming there, but you're 100% correct. Or maybe Buddha was 100% correct. I don't know. Someone was. Let's see here. I'm waiting for those answers. Work. When I sued the health insurance company, yeah, wow, bro, I can only imagine. I remember you telling me that story. It's a long story. I'm gonna keep going while you guys consider. Here we go. The concept of perfectionism, having to be perfect or right in everything, especially in dance. Powerful, Melissa. Losing a job, divorce 6 years ago. I had to literally change depths. Powerful stuff. So here we go. I have a black husband and mixed children, and knowing that I cannot protect them from the world. Powerful things. Powerful things. So with all of these things, right? Let me just see where I'm gonna take this talk. Managing my dancers, my dance team that I couldn't distance with my emotions, and I was thinking about it all the time. So again, the way I like to do it, I'm not saying this is correct. I'm saying that this is a way that's been working for me for many years. I have set times when I think over things. There are times when I'm really focusing on work, but then I'm only focusing on work. I have time when I'm focusing on the world and just pondering and existing in this chaos that is happening, but then I'm really focusing on that. And if I want to react, I react, and then I don't hold back. But if I'm constantly letting anger and fear and disappointment seep into other areas of my life, it's going to start to control me. And that's what we talked about last week. We talked about fear, and that is a powerful tool. That is a powerful tool if you really learn how to use it. You can let fear work for you or against you. You can really let that work against you. But then again, if you go back to what Klaus said, right, and that react emotionless, as Buddha said, or controlling. So, and I think it's so fascinating how so many great thinkers have the same way of expressing the same thing, or have different ways of expressing the same thing. Buddha is saying react emotionless. Epictetus is saying, or was saying, it's not things that upset us. It's the way we react to things that upset us. And those are powerful quotes, and like we should really take our time, especially now when there's so much shit happening, to listen to these old philosophers and take in what they have to say. And some things is just when it's out of my control, sometimes you just have to, and it can be all of those things that we listed. Divorce, having mixed race children. I hate that word, mixed race. Because I was mixed. I am mixed race. Which race are you talking about? I think it's ridiculous. But anyway, you understand what I mean. Being mixed, that's a different conversation. Divorce, blah, 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 blah. All of those things. Some of those things you just have to look at them objectively and really see that, wow, I can't control this. I see it and I take it for what it is. But if you let all of those things bother your mind, you're gonna collapse. You're gonna collapse. One of my favorite quotes is, weight on my shoulder, but my heart is free. Some things you shouldn't take everything to heart. You shouldn't take everything to heart. Some things you really should take to heart, however. But if you take everything in here, you're gonna collapse. Some things are just some things are made for you to carry on your shoulders, you know? Strong. Boom. You carry that shit on your shoulders. Or sometimes you're just gonna, bounce off. You're just gonna bounce off your shoulders. Because if everything goes into your heart, it's gonna be too much for you to carry. Let's see what you guys are writing here. We are one race, big facts. Big facts, champ. Sorry if I'm not making a lot of sense right now. Like, am I making sense? For me, I'm making sense. For me, I'm making sense. I had this written up, but I feel like I've started, like, this was my text, this was my webinar. Started here, was supposed to end here. I started here, then I jumped back there, and then we jumped back over. Elina, what are you saying here? Some things are meant for amnesia.
Some things that you should just don't dwell on and just forget. Like, like I have a friend who's really good at that. And sometimes I will remind her, remember this horrible fucked up thing happened? She's all like, oh yeah, I totally forgot about that. And so she doesn't dwell.
Yeah.
Like, and so that's how she can move forward.
Yeah, and it's powerful. Powerful. And it's, again, some of these things are easier said than done. But that's why this whole done next thing that we keep talking about, that's what it is. And that's what, I met Elina in a mentor program that we both took together from a guy called Tim Grover. His book is right here. He's one of Michael Jordan's trainer, Kobe Bryant's trainer, Sebastian's trainer. You know what I mean? Like, only the greats. and he has a saying that is done next. That's why whenever you guys are saying done next in the workout, that's the mentality. That's the mentality. It's like, I just finished my workout. I'm awesome. Done. Next. Let's keep moving forward. And sometimes it's time for some of us, me included, to really take your time and like, wow, what am I thinking? There's so much going on in here. Like, I have mixed babies, and I have no idea how the world is going to look in the future. Wow. How am I going to let that bother my mind? every day in and out. Like, I can only imagine how it is to be a mother. I can only imagine how fucking tough that must be. But I believe personally that I would not be living to my fullest standards if I'm constantly letting other things constipating my mind. And I'm not saying that anybody, that particular person, whoever wrote that example is, right? But sometimes it's just like, okay, wow, I got to get this down on paper. I got to get this down on paper, or record a voice note, or just really focusing on that while going ham on training. And then just take a deep breath and done next. I just gotta move on. I just gotta make sure that the divorce I had 6 years ago is not bothering me today. I'm just gonna make sure that the debt I had before, or the debt I am in right now, is not affecting how I am as a person to my kids or grandkids, or how I lost my job and how that's affecting me in fill in the blanks. Did that make sense? You guys with me so far, right? And it's so cruel. Like I almost feel cruel when I say it, you know, like I always feel cruel when I say it. And I say this like, I have some stories that I didn't share them publicly, but like as a kid, like I feel safe with everyone else. I'm gonna share some of it. Like as a kid, there is just, like I'm from a small neighborhood. Like I'm from a small when I grew up in a city with 15,000 people. And they were like, we didn't have a lot of racism. We have neo-Nazis where I lived. Like fuckloads. Fuckloads. And yeah, I'm half black. which is another thing I don't even fuck with. That word black, like, you know how silly I think that is? You know how silly I think that word is? Like that is a thing. Like it's not, first of all, it's not black, it's brown. Like there are very, very few people that turn over to, we are most of us are brown. But just that distinguishing of it, like that I truly believe that until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance than the color of his eyes, there got to be war. Like I truly believe that. I truly believe that. But if I would constantly let that paint the picture of how I see the world, I would never travel. I would never travel. If I would let those things in the past freeze me to inaction, I would never be able to travel. Like I would never be standing confident on stage, doing a solo show in some of the most racist countries in the world, like Russia, Germany, Sweden, Spain, you know what I mean? New York. Like I would never have the confidence to do that if I would have those experiences cripple me. But there is a chance you can let those experiences fuel you. You can let those things that are happening right now fuel you or cripple you. Again, it's easier said than done. And I almost feel cruel saying it. But if you are spending your entire time focusing on things that you cannot control, it's going to cripple you. I promise you that much. I promise you that much. Let me see who's here. Who's here? We good? Kristina, you good? Chilling?
I'm struggling, but I'm okay. I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah. Want to talk about it?
Not without crying.
If that's what you need. Okay. We're gonna move forward. And there are things in this life, you know, like, let me see. what is happening. Here we go. And like, fuck, you know, like it's a lot of things happening. It's a lot of things happening, and sometimes you got to take your time, you know. Sometimes you just have to take your time and just, fuck, like now, it's taking me now. Perfect. But when you react to it, react to it. You know, if you need to cry, you need to cry. If you need to scream, you need to scream. But because if you let that, if you let that be inside of you all the time, you're gonna explode in another way. That is also gonna seep into other areas of your life. That is also gonna seep into other areas of your life. So if you take that with you, if I would let, like I think this is a perfect example of what I'm trying to talk about here. Like I had another idea today for what I wanted to talk about in this webinar. But again, like this is we're experiencing very strange times right now. Or it's not even strange times. We're experiencing the truth. We're experiencing the truth. A lot of people are saying we're saying the system is failing. The system is not failing. The system is operating exactly the way it was built for. It's just that now it's getting exposed. Now people had enough. So hopefully they will become a new fucking system. So I could have chosen today to cancel this webinar, come up with any bullshit excuse. I don't have internet. It would sound like a great excuse for me. Almost everybody know I had to relocate myself. I could have let that slide. And most of us would understand and come back next week. It wouldn't be the end of the world. Or I could let this current situation fuel me and I could have a talk about it. And there is so many conversations or so many situations in our lives where these things are happening. Let me see here. This topic is hard. Letting things go that I cannot control has been my focus this week, and it's a struggle. So it's a good habit just to stop, breathe, and ask to oneself, can I control this? No, then move on. Sometimes yes, but then sometimes, you know, it's like that's the best way of doing it, obviously. If you can get to that level, if you can get to that level of mental focus, mental discipline, and mental thought control, you can get there. But then sometimes it's like, if there is topic that hits hard, it's like, just like we're right, like, listen, like this is the perfect example. Like letting things go that I cannot control has been my focus this week. And it's a struggle. It is a struggle. It is not easy. It's not easy. But you can do it. You can do it. And for some of us, we have to do it. We have to do it. Because if not, we're gonna fucking lose our mind. I'm sorry. I hope that Abuela Luth is listening to this with headphones, because I'm out here cursing and I don't want her granddaughter to hear me cursing. You know what I mean? I don't want to be that guy. You know what I mean? So that's not what I hope you have like good headphones on. Yeah. These topics are tough. These topics are tough for me to talk about. Like these topics are really tough for me to talk about. It's not easy. It's not easy. I love these webinars. They really make me really good. Yes, it's an exercise. You have to make it a habit. Big facts. I love these webinars also. I absolutely love Wednesdays. I think it's important for my mental for my mental shape. Yeah, I have to talk about this. Is there any questions on the thing? So I was about to get pulled in there. I was about to go on a rant, but before I go on that rant, because it's gonna happen, I want to hear if is there any questions or anybody who wants to dig deeper on any of the topics that we have been discussing today. If so, just do this because I can see all of you. Talk to me, Elina. You're unmuted.
I just wanted to say that there have been times where I have completely fallen down and didn't feel like I could get back up, and that the challenges felt so difficult to overcome. And but if you don't find some way to get up and keep moving, then that's what mental toughness is all about, and mental discipline is to not let failures or defeat, bad things flatten you and keep you down. It's just finding something to, maybe you need to pivot, maybe you need to change your course, but to stay down is not, that cannot be an option.
I think that's very well put. It's like Anna Sophie is saying here also, it's like, it's about getting back up. But I also think that I think it's Tim Grover said this also, it's like, sometimes we have to stay down. Sometimes we have to all stay down. It's like, if you get knocked out and you get, if you get knocked out and you are constantly getting back up, like, wow, I got, you know that saying, I think, I talk so much, I forget if I talk to you guys about it, but it's this saying that get knocked down 7 times, stand up 8. I think you all heard that saying. Yeah, I think it's ridiculous. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. Why are you gonna get knocked out 7 times? What are you doing? Like I did martial arts for most of my life. I've been fighting for most of my life. I don't want to get knocked out 7 times. It sucks. I feel that getting knocked out once or twice, 3 times tops, and then at some point you got to stay on the ground, consider, why do I keep getting knocked out? And maybe I should try to find a solution out of this. Just maybe I should educate myself on a way to leave this rut that I put myself inside of. And I might sound very, again, like, I hope everybody who's in here have heard my videos and me talking, like, I'm not coming from a place of anger. Like, I'm really coming from a place of love, and I understand how tough things can be, how tough life can be. But nobody said life would be easy, first of all. But you can control it. There are ways for you to control it. And some of us needs to educate ourselves deeper on that. Some of us needs to take more action. Because remember that not reacting is also a choice. Not reacting and reacting is a choice. Which leads me in to Black Tuesday. How beautiful was it? It was so beautiful. For a moment, we could all just scroll down our Instagram feed and we were like, wow, for the first time, so many people were engaged in this cause that we as Black people have been talking about for so many years. For so many years. But you know what? I couldn't help to think. I could not help to not say this today. All of these things. So most of the people that are following me are dancers and are dancing Black African dances or dances with African descent. And some of them just shared the Black Tuesday post because it's fashion. Ooh, now it's fashion. It's Black Lives Matter. It's the month of June. Is the month where everybody wants to post. But never forget, it's done next on that also. You can't be Black Lives Matter on Tuesday, and then when quarantine opens up, then you're back to normal life, and you start to joke again about, yeah, you know, black people. Yeah, you know, most black people just steal. Yeah, you know, like I don't buy it. I don't buy it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, and it goes for black people too. It goes for black people too. I was dating a girl for a while, and she had African descent in her heritage, and she's like, yeah, I'm from here. And then when she explained it to somebody, it's just like, yeah, but I'm not like them. I actually hate. I hate how they are acting. It's like, what, you can't hate the roots of a tree without hating the tree. Like, you are the tree, but you think the roots is not the part of the tree. Like, how is that making any sense? Like, there are like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I think it's very important that we as a culture, and I'm talking about, I'm not talking anymore about the culture of dancers, the culture of whatever. I'm talking about us that are sitting inside of this webinar week in and week out. I see most of you guys more than I see my family. You know what I mean? Like, big facts. Big facts. I see most of you guys more than I see my own family. So next time we hear some, you know, we in Europe, we're fast with these jokes. In Europe, we have some good jokes, and some of the jokes are fun. You know, I'm guilty too of laughing sometimes. Sometimes somebody throws a joke and you're laughing, and then you stop yourself after. You're like, wait, the fuck? That was not fun. That's not fun. That was not okay. So most of us, it's time for us all to speak up right now, because if not, we are no longer leading by the front line. And that is what leading by the front line is about. It's about being comfortable, being uncomfortable. It's about sticking out. This is what we are all doing. This is what you are all doing inside of these webinars. Like, take a good look at yourself. You are one of the few people that dare to stick out. Like, tell your friends, I swear to you, you want to understand how weird you are? Tell your friends that you listened to a guy in Sweden talking about mental discipline and control for an hour, and he's a coach that are training dancers, and you've been and you start dancing in a grown-up age. You know what I mean? Tell your friends that, and you're gonna see who's the weird one. But big up yourself, you know. This is why we're all here. But let's be the change. Let's all of us be the change. That makes sense, guys. I need someone to make a post in one of the Facebook groups and start to, like, okay, what are some of the topics Sebastian's gonna talk about? Because if nobody starts to control this, I'm gonna start going. I'll take this down a rabbit hole. Because there are some things that I want to talk about, and I'm like, yo, I'm not sure if I can talk about this. Like, I'm gonna people are gonna think I'm crazy. The first time I talked about mental discipline, and I started talking about these two voices, when I said that out loud first, like, because that's the way I hear it. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try it. I said it out loud, and I didn't told David is one of my assistants, and he's my best friend since we were 12. So we're always talking back and forth. And when I said it out loud first time, he was just like this. Like, I'm like, yo, you guys, you know, you all have these two voices inside of your head. Like, for me, I really believe that's the devil. David just looked at me like this. He was like, he's like, what? Like, he went deep. But yeah, guys, this is enough. I think what was the most valuable with this? What was the most valuable with this webinar, if anything? Please write me. What is the dialogue you're having with these two voices? I don't know. Like, I'm not even involved in these dialogues sometimes. Like, these voices are just, they're talking, they're having a conversation with themselves. I feel like a bystander. Like I hear two, like, I say that most people, because when I say two voices, everybody know what I mean. But the way I see it, if I hear two voices, that means that I hear two voices. That doesn't mean that I have two voices. That means that I hear two voices. So I for me, it's like two people talking. For me, it's like two people having a conversation, and I'm there on the side. That's the way, at least, how I like to phrase it. Please come back next week also, all right? Please come back. Let me see. Your comment about assessing the why we keep on falling down the first time. Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you liked it. It's like Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. Yeah, bro, that's a powerful story. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It's like a scientist who's going insane. For I was about to say for you guys who are a little younger, but then I checked myself and I'm like, Jesus, I'm not. I don't think I'm in the right position to say that. but yeah, it's one scientist that ultimately his alter ego becomes his self, and then he ends up killing himself. He ends up killing himself because that voice is so strong inside of him and he can no longer control it. And I think that's very powerful. I think that's a very powerful story, especially to what we've been talking about this. Lucy's saying they're having an argument over who knows what's better for you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's right here. That's right here. There's a great thinker called not Jordan Peterson. Jordan Peterson is the guy who wrote 12 Rules. Carl Jung. Carl Jung or Carl Jung. And he's talked a lot about just like subconscious and these voices. And he's saying it's like, the moment you understand that you are not fully in control of what's happening up here, that's an interesting but scary day. That's an interesting but scary day. All right, everybody, you know what's up. I'm going to start the mental discipline program in 5 minutes. I need to run over what I'm going to talk about. So I'm going to say bye, dancers. You all going to say 4 dancers, and then we're going to see each other next week, all right? Please hit me up with some topics that you guys want me to address. If not, I'm just going to keep plowing forward, which I really do enjoy. So no pressure. With so much shit happening in the world, I will always have something to say. I think you all are unmuted. Wait, let's unmute each other. Everybody unmuted. I think most of us are unmuted at least. Here we go. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. It's Wednesday. You know I love my Wednesdays. I keep saying it to all of you guys. It makes my life a lot better. Remember, as always, by dancers.
For dancers.
Let's get it. All right, people. Thank you so much for chilling. Let's lead by the front line, all right? All of us together. We've been talking about together we're strong for a long time. If somebody's falling off the bandwagon, let's pick her back up. Okay? Share your wins and share your struggles. Ciao.
Bye. Ciao.